guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how I did my eye makeup over the weekend. Over the weekend I went to the Jordan Liberty Masterclass in Melbourne, which was a part of the Australian leg of his Asia tour with NYX Cosmetics. I was really fortunate to be invited by NYX, so thank you very much for giving me an invitation to come along. I really appreciate it. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, which I recently got to create this eye look that I got so many compliments about. It was really lovely. I'm going to take off these eyes I've got now. The lip colour is the same lip colour I wore, a little bit of a different base. I'm using today the Stila, what is it, the Aqua Glow. I had a sample of it I wanted to try. I do apologise if you can hear any renovation noises. The next door neighbour is doing some renovations and I don't think I can ask them to stop. I'd like to, but I don't think I can. Anyways, let's get started. I'm going to take this off and we'll just start. Okay, now before I start, I will show you the photo that drew me into this kind of look. It's by Shivangi11 on Instagram. Amazing eyes. I'm doing a little bit more of a muted version of this. I actually started by doing a work version and did like a really soft sort of look very similar to that. But then for the weekend I amped it up a little bit, not as intense as this, but still I really liked it, and I think it's really wearable and achievable for anyone, even if you don't have a lot of experience with makeup. I still don't. I'm just one of those girls who likes to play. But yeah, so we're going to be producing something that looks a little similar to this. Alright, so I'm just going to put some concealer on my lids. I use that just as a base. I've just got the Rimmel Match Perfection. I really do think I'm about out. This is an empty. Does anyone get really excited when they finish makeup products? I do. Look, I might get one more use out of that. We'll see how we go. Just a bit of a concealer brush. So yeah, I got up, I live about 3.5 hours away from Melbourne. So I got up at about 7 and started doing my makeup and getting ready for the morning. I left my hometown at about, what time was it? It was about 9, or 8:45, and yeah, and I went to the train station of another town, and I got there at about 11:15 to catch the train to Melbourne. So I got the train from there, carried on through, and I got into Melbourne at about 1 o'clock. And the masterclass started at 4. So I had a bit of time to kill, went and did some shopping, picked up some new makeup. I love going to Melbourne and getting to actually play with makeup at the shops. You can't really do that here in my town of Horsham where we are. We have a couple of places and they have some testers, but not, we don't have any high-end stores that have a lot of testers and things like that. So it's good to be able to get out and actually play with the makeup. During the day, I was getting people telling me they loved my eye makeup, which was really lovely because I felt really gross because I did it like 7 o'clock and now we're sort of 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But it was still really lovely of people to say, and it didn't last too bad. I will chuck up right here a before and an after, so bright and early in the morning and on the train home. And so this was about 9 o'clock or so, 9, 10 o'clock. So it'd been on for a gross amount of time, but it, wasn't too bad. Alright, so for the eye look, the first colour we're going to use is Lure. And we're going to use a fluffy transition type brush. No, it's the wrong word to say. We're going to use a fluffy crease brush. I really like this palette. We're just going to work that into the crease and up towards the brow. Ever so sort of more gently towards the brow. There we go. So that's our first, it's like a base colour. And then next I grabbed Parallel, which is this brownie colour. The Lure colour, for people that don't have this palette but still want to create something similar, Lure is like a really dusty mauvey pink, and then Parallel is like a deep chocolate brown. And these are just matte shades. Now I only grab a little bit of Parallel because I don't want it to completely wash over the mauvey colour. And then this I just put more in my crease, the same brush. I don't go up to the brow bone. When you get too much product on your brush, do you blow on it or just tap? I'm a bit more of a blower, but I don't think that's, because that didn't sound good. I don't know if that's really, probably should tap it. It's probably a bit more hygienic. Blowing my germs onto my brush. There we go. It's just a little bit darker in my crease now. Alright, so next we're going to be taking they need to make palettes with easier to pronounce names for people like me. Osiris, which is this blue shade here. Now, it's a bit like, it's a really interesting shade. It's got some sort of like almost pinky, is that gonna, pinky reflex in it. So I'm going to change up brushes and I'm going to use just a little small dome brush and pat it in. Now I find with this one you really do have to pat it in more. So I'm going quite in with that. And then I'm going to pat it into the outer V area, which is just here, and just give it a bit of a squiggle to start with. And it's going to look a little messy like that. Now I'm just going to keep patting and rubbing in that inner third. And then I'm going to have, so most of the product has gone there. Now I'm going to go back in and go into my inner corner and then start going up the crease. And then when I go back here, I'm going to go over and across a little bit too. So I'm leaving room for the gold pigment next. So I'm just blending in really softly on the edges to give me that kind of look. Alright, so next I'm going to take the gold, next is going to be the gold pyramid shade. Now this one's very similar to the Osiris shade, where it's almost like a wet, spongy, cushiony type formula. Now this is just like a shader brush, and I'm just gonna pack some colour on there and then put it into the middle of my lid and just pat it on. I do find I'm using a contour shady brush where it's just a little bit more fluffier on the end. I find that that helps when you just pat it on. make the colours look like they are blended a lot better than what they are if I just use like a flat kind of paddle brush. While I've got my brushes out, I'm going to go back to the small crease brush. This is the brush that I used for the blue. I'm just going to go back and use the Lure Movie Colour to go under my eyes a little bit. And because I used that darker colour, there's still a little bit on the brush, so it's going to look like I've brought a little bit of it out. And then I'm going to take some of the brown parallel shade, just the tiniest little smidge, to work in there, just to try and blend it and bring it back. Now I'm going back to my soft crease brush, and again with that Lure, the light shade, and I'm only just tapping, well, sorry, not tapping, I'm only just sweeping across really, really lightly, just to blend some of the edges. Okay, for my eyeliner, I'm going to use the Maybelline Eye Studio. I use a lot of gel liner. I really think I should, because I really like it a lot. I'm just using just a thin brush and patting my brush and getting rid of some of the excess. And I'm just going in on my waterline. And what I like to also do is I use some of it to go up in this little corner crease. I don't go all the way around, or you can, but the purpose of this, I'm just going in a little. I also find when I'm doing really delicate, not delicate, I also find when I am doing eye looks that are a bit more than just a bit of eyeshadow, I like to do my eyes first and then foundation. I find I can like pull down on my eye and I'm not wrecking any of my makeup under here. At the moment, I feel like I'm wrecking it just a smidge. Alright, now that's done, I'm going to go back to the Anastasia palette and Obsidian, the black, I'm going to use to set it. Now this will help the black liner stay on for much longer. You just use the same brush and just pat it in the black, just so it makes a bit of a coating. And then pat it on top of where that liner was. I promise you that will last so much longer. Now for lashes, I'm using the Ardell Demi Wispies, such a classic lash. I really like the Ardells because I find they're quite a small shape and fit onto my eye really easily without having to trim them. I hate trimming lashes. So you're going to attempt to do this on camera. That will do. There we are, lashes are on. Bit of mascara to blend your natural lashes to your I wish they were natural lashes. Last 2 days I've been doing my foundation with a brush. After seeing Jordan Liberty do it, I normally do it with a beauty blender. So there we have it. These are the eyes that I did over the weekend. Got lots of compliments on them. I'm really happy with how they've turned out. Like I said, it's a bit more of a muted down version of the one that I was inspired by, but that's the whole beauty of being inspired. It's not a complete copy, just similar colours and tones and inspiration. So, talking about the Masterclass, I'm going to be cutting through some of the bits I put on my Instagram story in case you missed them. It was amazing. We got there, we were greeted by the NYX girls. You just went in and had a seat. I was by myself, so I wanted to go in the front row. There was one chair left on the corner of the front row, and I thought, oh, I hope that spot's spare because I would love to be there. So I went and asked the girl next to me, you know, is anyone sitting here? I didn't want to take up or sit like in a bunch of spare seats in case other people were here with friends. And she's like, no, I'm here by myself too. And I'm like, beautiful. My name's April. How are you? And we just started talking. So hi, Jackie. I'll leave Jackie's Instagram down below. She's a Melbourne She's a Melbourne makeup artist who does some really beautiful work. She's also a Priceline beauty advisor. So if you do see her, tell her April says hey.
But it's like comfortable. It's like ergonomic. It's nice. So I want the thinnest layer of makeup possible. Have you guys used this foundation before? Serum foundations at all. It doesn't have to be NYX, but just a serum foundation. Yes, no, maybe. First. Now I go all the way down your neck. Now, if you're doing this at home, you don't necessarily have to put it on your neck, but if you're doing photos, and if the ears are exposed to, like the hair's pulled back really tight, you want to put on the ears too. The actress, her face is like really golden and gorgeous, and then the ears are like red. Yeah. You've seen that before? Yeah. Okay, you gotta get the ears. It's like the #1 missed thing. The floating head's a good look.
So Jackie and I are just sitting there and chatting and getting to know each other. It's one of the things I really like about going to events and even this beauty community in general. I love being able just to meet people and chat, and you know, not everyone in my world has a beauty interest like I do, so it's great to meet people who like the same stuff at the level that you like it. So that was really fun.
Glowy, glowy, glowy. Some blush.
Do you find liquid foundation is the best in any kind of type for your clients?
I prefer liquid. I don't think I've ever once used a powder foundation.
What about waxy?
To lighten them up a little bit.
Oh.
If it's a client that needs that full coverage, like, or if it's for TV, like QVC, man, we could dip them in it. But that's really the only time that I go full coverage is for video. Usually, even in person, it looks a little heavy. I'll cut it just a.
Alright, so we're sitting down and Jordan comes out with his model Courtney. Now, for those who know me, they know I love America's Next Top Model. Courtney was on cycle 23. She came 4th in that round and she has the best brows and bone structure anyway, I swear, and her skin is amazing. No wonder she's a model. But she was so lovely as well. I was like dying inside thinking, holy crap, I'm getting to see someone who has been on that show and look, done really well. I mean, that show was a year ago and she's already like in Australia doing modelling. So that was really cool to see. Jordan talked about how they had met and how her coming to work with him today with NYX came about as well. So that was really cool just to hear some behind the scenes stories. But it was great because I haven't been to a masterclass before, but if it's anything like this one, we were literally just sitting around and talking and people were asking questions and it was fantastic. One of the questions that I had asked was how to cover redness. I find green concealers just don't work, and he absolutely agreed. He said that the green concealers, just go a bit muddy and yucky, which I that's exactly what I think. And he said to use more salmon and yellow and like orange concealers. I do have an orange concealer, which is the what is it, the LA Girl Pro Conceal. So I'm going to use this a little bit more and see if I can get that to help counteract some of the redness in my cheeks. What he spoke about a lot was about the base. And that's something that really interests me because I need to get my base better. I feel that it's not great. I sort of just, you know, do primer, foundation, powder. I'm going to probably try and stay a little bit more away from powder. I recently just got some new mineralized powder, which I think is going to help give a bit of an airbrushed look, but all in all, I'm going to sort of see how I go, not using as much. And to use thinner layers of makeup. So he was talking about, obviously, the more makeup you put on, the more texture you can see. I actually have on my nose quite a lot of open pores and just up in here. So I really want to try and, I guess, minimize what people are seeing there. So I'm going to use a lot more with concealer and things like that. Another thing he was mentioned or talked about was definitely moisturize. So I've got a tub of moisturizer I'm going to pop next to my bed, and as soon as I wake up, slap that on me, go and, you know, have a coffee and do all that, and then by the time I get into here to do my makeup for the day, that my skin should be really nice and moist and plump, which will help with my base as well. One of the things, other tips that I thought was pretty cool was he was talking about contour shades. Now he was using the NYX highlight and contour palette. He said it's one of his favourite ones, and not just because he was there with NYX. I agree. I think this one's really, really good. It's one of my favourite ones as well. It's probably my favourite NYX product too. But he was talking about picking your contour shade and saying that you should be picking the colour of your natural shades around your face, so that's sort of around here, and what colour you have for your shade. Ugh, that was a bit of a mouthful and an over twist. And that's the colour you should be going with, not sort of based more on your skin tone, which I think I was doing a lot of. So yes, I'm going to practice re-looking at my face and my face shapes and shades, and seeing if I can really find something that matches. I think I've been using one that's probably a little bit too light.
This one, it's actually my favorite contour kit of any brand ever, so that's fun. And the reason I like it is they're more cool-based. So this is my trick for finding the perfect contour color. I think a lot of times you go for those sort of bronzy tones, but it's very orange. So this could be here or here probably. Do you guys see that? Is that launching this way a little bit more? Cool. Alright, so looking at the shadow under here, this tone, see how it's sort of in this vein? Can you guys see that in the back? Is that showing up?
So we got to meet and have photos with Courtney and Jordan afterwards, which was really great. I also got to, like I said, well, I met Jackie, so I hung out with her. I got to catch up with a few other people. I got to meet Jack Sanchez, which was really cool. I've been following her for a while, and she was so lovely and sweet. So I got to have a really good chat with her. And yeah, I had to get the train back, so I did leave at about 8 o'clock. I would have loved to have stayed more. There was food. Oh, the food. I had these corn fritters, which was so good. There was food there and drinks, and yeah, I couldn't say. I had to get my train, so I went back. I got back to Ballarat at about I think about 10:15, and then drove home. So I was home by about 12:30. It was a really long day, but I was actually really quite wide awake. I was still like going over everything and just buzzing from a really great day that I had. Oops, where are we? One thing I will show you guys as well is the goodie bag. So we were really lucky to be gifted some products from NYX, which was super kind of them. You got a Pro Contour and Highlight Kit. You got a brush set. Oh, this one includes the foundation brush, a dual fiber highlighting brush, and a dual fiber concealer brush. He actually used the concealer and the highlighting brushes on Courtney that day, which was cool. You also get the very popular Angel Veil primer. I haven't tried this one yet. They do say it's really similar to the Hourglass one, so I'm really keen to try that out. the matte finish setting spray. You also got a full-size one of them, and I got a NYX liquid lingerie. This one is in Delicate Lust, which is like a muted brown colour. So goodie bag full of stuff. When I was leaving, I did manage to be gifted a second goodie bag. So this goodie bag is going to be for one of you guys. I'm going to give this away to one of you. All you need to do for my giveaway for the NYX goodie bag is you need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. So follow 2 of my social medias. If you can leave a comment below, let me know what your favourite NYX product is maybe. But leave your Instagram name just so I can go and make sure that you are following me and so I can check you out as well. And then over on Instagram, all you need to do is tag 2 friends. So, oh, and obviously be following YouTube. The content will be worldwide. I like to do my contests worldwide. I just think, or where I can. I know some of them may have to be Australia only if they are big things, but I do like to give everyone a chance. These are some really cool products and I am happy to ship them anywhere in the world. Alright, that is it for me today. Thank you guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video, enjoyed hearing about the experiences, the eye look. If anyone does try what I've done, please tag me and let me know. I would love to see them. Everything else YouTubers say. Subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, hit the like button, all that jazz. Alright guys, I will see you next time. Bye.